As you enter the front door, you pass through a small foyer that has wonderful lights that fill the space with light, and then you immediately come into an open-air living dining space, which is very light-filled. It's wrapped with 7 windows and a big bay window. I chose sheer, gauzy, unlined linen for all the windows to sort of capture that soft light around the room's perimeter. I wanted the feeling of this room to be completely approachable. I wanted it to be potato chip, wet dog, bathing suit friendly. I didn't want anybody to feel like anything here was off limits or too precious. So I wanted to, with comfort as my first guiding principle, then I took on the colors and the furniture and the other areas. I worked closely on this project with Andrew Howard, who designed the entire interior architectural shell. That's the floors, the walls, the ceilings, and he just had a wonderful, young, fresh approach that I really admire. Some of the things that define it, and this is a trend that we're seeing now, is these distressed oak floors, which almost look unfinished and a little uneven. The ceilings were painted by a decorative painter to mimic the floor, and then the beams were left white. And it just makes it really fresh and light and airy. It adds another element and a lot of texture and interest. The wall color on the top half of the room is just a really pale gray powdery blue that I used in a lot of the spaces in the house. I just wanted to bring in some of the sea and the sky and then frame it with the simple white unlined pleated linen on the windows to create a really soft perimeter. The fireplace is very basic and very just simple geometric lines, no mantle, so that it didn't protrude into the room because the space was limited on that one side for seating area. And then the photograph above the mantle was taken by Paul Hagedorn, an Atlanta photographer. And it's actually an albatross, which I loved finding that. It's so strong, at the same time it's very, very sweet. We used a pair of hanging pendants in here with fabric shades. It's always tricky when you're trying to hang a chandelier over a living in a dining area, what the proper height is. So in this situation, you sort of have to go a little higher than you normally would over the dining room table because there's a matching one over the living room. The blue and white palette needed to be equally strong on both sides of the room. So I've got the solid blue linen sofa from Lee on the one side, which is wonderful, comfortable, lounging, super, super comfortable sofa. Across from it is a pair of very boldly striped club chairs. And then on the other side of the room, in the dining room, the banquettes are color blocked so that you get the same strong sense of use of color on that side of the room. The natural fiber rugs are from Merida Meridia, and they're great when you have a beach house like this just for catching sand and things coming in. They just lend a casual feeling to the whole space. The coffee table is made by Stanley Furniture, and I love the table. I love the shape of it. When I found it in their showroom, it was black, and I felt that it was too heavy in the space. And so I enlisted the help of my decorative painter, who painted the bottoms with a chippy white finish, and then we painted old planks on the top, which gave it just the right relaxed look that I was searching for. There is a wonderful area in the corner of this living room where there's a big, deep bay window where I put a cushion and lots of other throw pillows, and it just makes a great spot for taking a nap or reading a book or talking on the phone. It's very inviting. And Jim, my husband, found an old caryatid of a mermaid, and then when I brought her in here, I knew I wanted to place her somewhere. I put her on that post of the column in the corner, and it just really made the room. Not only does it look like something that's on the front of a ship, but I didn't know this at the time either. The mermaid is the mascot of Norfolk, so I was really happy that she found such a great home here.